John Beck with the Winston-Salem Symphony. I'd like to tell you a little about these snare drums that are sitting in my living room. The music that I just played for you is programmed for next season. That's the introduction to the second movement of Bartók's Concerto for Orchestra. In this piece, the composer asked the snare drummer to take the snares off of the drum, making it sound like a tom-tom. When the snares are pulled up against the bottom head of the drum, they vibrate sympathetically when we strike the top head. And that gives the drum that buzzing sound. Two early uses of the snare drum in the orchestra were by Handel in the music for the Royal Fireworks, and Beethoven in 1813 in Wellington's Victory. Both composers were familiar with the large drums in the military, and their music depicts that sound. This is an American Grand Republic drum, and this is a replica of a British Fraser Highlanders drum. Drums like this were used during the American Revolution to convey the orders of the generals to the troops on the battlefield, and also to beat what's known as camp duty throughout the day. Drum signals told the soldiers what to do. Each company in the Continental Army was assigned fifers and drummers to play for the camp duty, but also to keep the spirit and the morale of the soldiers high, especially on the march, playing tunes like Yankee Doodle. Field musicians were used in the United States through the Civil War. And in the Civil War, the drums got smaller. So I have a replica of a Confederate drum made here in North Carolina, the old North State drum. And that drum with red rims is a Union contract drum. The drums we use in the orchestra today are smaller. They don't need to be as loud. More similar to this 1960s Rogers jazz drum called a Dynasonic, or this drum that was made in the 70s for and played by Steve Gadd. If that's a name that's unfamiliar to our symphonic audience, think Paul Simon's 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover or Steely Dan's album Asia. That's Steve Gadd playing drums. The rhythms that we're asked to play in the orchestra are relatively simple compared to the military rhythms of rudimental drumming. The rudiments are like our scales in drumming. They're the building blocks. And the rudiment names sound like the rudiment when it's played. So on my drum pad here, if I play a flam, it sounds like the word flam. Paradiddle, flam tap, radimacue. So by putting different combinations of rudiments together, we create drum music or drum cadences. Flam, flam, paradiddle, flam. Flam tap, radimacue, flam. Since we're all stuck at home practicing the music for next season, the percussionists and piccolos of the Winston-Salem Symphony thought it would be fun to play a little fife and drum music for you. Here is our rendition of Hell on the Wabash. This piece commemorates the 1791 battle on the Wabash River during the westward expansion of the United States. Enjoy your Winston-Salem Symphony fifes and drums.